Welcome to Tips for Gamers. Today we're going to talk about the edge rushers ratings released for Madden 23. We're going to go over them, see if we agree with these or not, and, go over what to expect for Madden 23. So this is pretty exciting because we're finally getting like that real feeling of Madden 23 is around the corner. So, yeah, I mean, it's exciting. Let's jump into it. So with Myles Garrett, I don't think anyone disagrees with this. He had 33 QB hits. He had 17 tackles for a loss, 18 assists, 33 solo tackles. He had 51 combined. He had 16 sacks, but we all know that there was one extra game on the season, so we got to remember that. But yeah, I don't disagree with this whatsoever. So I think TJ Watt's 97 at the lowest. I think his 96 just doesn't make sense. I also don't think his speed's an 83, while Myles Garrett's is an 88. I think that this is weird, too, that they did the kick power and put his at 57 and 50 kick accuracy, and then they're measuring their throw power. I don't think this is anything that any of us care about. And I just think it's weird. I think it's strange that they don't give guys more credit, but then they give other guys way too much credit. I don't get it. I mean, I know TJ Watt had 22.5 sacks. I know that they played an extra game compared to all the other guys who were above 20 sacks on the list. So, was he tying those other guys that were getting those sacks? No, he wasn't, because he played an extra game. However, if you break down everything else, 39 QB hits, 21 tackles for a loss, 16 assists, 48 solo tackles. He had 5 forced fumbles. I mean, that's not a 96. I'm sorry, it's not a 96. It doesn't make sense. So do you guys agree with Madden on TJ Watt, or do you guys think that he should be bumped up higher like I do? Let us know in the comments below. I mean, I just don't see it with the 96. I just don't see it. I don't disagree with this one. I think he's anywhere between a 94 and a 96, and I wouldn't have an issue with it. Nick Bosa, I have a problem with this. What do you guys think Nick Bosa should be? Do you agree with this? I mean, and if you guys know the stats of last year, he was just as good as Myles Garrett. I mean, that's what I'm kind of confused by, is that you're looking at it and saying, okay, well, Myles Garrett had 1 forced fumble, right? Nick Bosa had 4 forced fumbles. Okay, Myles Garrett had 16 sacks. Nick Bosa had 15.5 sacks. Combined tackles, Nick Bosa had 1 more than Myles Garrett. I'm not saying he should be better than Myles Garrett, but I'm saying that I don't see that Myles Garrett's that much better than Bosa. I mean, you're talking tackles for a loss. Nick Bosa had 21 tackles for a loss, and Myles Garrett had 17. Where is that dominance that you're seeing between Myles Garrett and Nick Bosa? I'm just not seeing it. And the other thing, a 99 overall could be drastically different compared to a 94 overall. I mean, they just stopped counting at 99 overall. That doesn't mean that he doesn't actually get better. He could end up being 105 overall or even more, and we don't know it, and he's over 10-point overall higher difference than Nick Bosa. This doesn't make sense to me. And I wonder what you guys think about this. Do you agree that Nick Bosa should be a 94? Do you think he should be higher? What are your guys' thoughts on that? Demario Davis, I have no issue with this. I just don't see Demario Davis as better than Lavonte David and Bobby Wagner. I don't. I think Demario Davis is good. I really do. I think he's good. But I don't see him better than Lavonte David and Bobby Wagner. I just don't see it. Bobby Wagner was 3rd for combined tackles last season. Where are they dropping his overall, and why? I don't get it. Why are you dropping his overall? For what exact reason are you dropping Bobby Wagner's overall? I get Von Miller. Okay, you got to see more out of him right now. He's, it seems like once they move to another team, they drop their overall for some reason. I don't know what it is, but that's what they do. They did it with Khalil Mack. I think Khalil Mack, we're going to have to see what Khalil Mack is this year. Is he going to be the Khalil Mack that we knew previously? Or is he going to be the one we knew like last year, or where it's kind of like, okay, he's good. He's definitely good, but, he's tapering off a little bit. I don't really have an issue with the Cameron Jordan one here. I think this is the lowest. I would probably put him up to a 93, to be honest with you. Von Miller I really wouldn't touch. Lavonte David, I'd put him higher than Davis. I'd put him to a 93, maybe 90. I don't know about a 94, but I would think about it because Lavonte David is Travis Kelce's daddy. Travis Kelce knows it. But yeah, Bobby Wagner. I wouldn't put Levante David above Bobby Wagner right now. I just wouldn't. I think Levante David's one of the best linebackers that we've ever seen in the NFL with what he did in that Super Bowl against Travis Kelce. But yeah, some of these, they're weird. Let me know, guys, in the comments, what do you guys think about the ones we've gone over? Now, on the second page here, we got Joey Bosa. Not really loving this one. I think 94 is where I would go, right around there. I think 91's a little bit too low. Personally, I think Chandler Jones, I think this is okay. I think the lowest you could go with him would be like a 97. Darius Leonard, I think this is fine. I think he'll end up probably jumping up to like a 92 to a 93 throughout the season. Any lower than that, I think it's just not correct. DeMarcus Lawrence, I'm fine with this. This guy's been like a 90 overall for a while now. He's very consistent. Rashawn Gary, I have no issue with this at all. Roquan Smith, I remember he was one of the years that when he was a rookie, we actually started doing the stack and release. That was the year we started doing the stack and release, and we did a different form of it before that, but it wasn't the stack and release that you guys all know today. So he was a part of that, and I remember that. That was a really cool thing. It was all because we were trying to get Saquon Barkley, and it was a lot of fun. Anyways, Hunter, LSU guy, 88. I think he could be a 90. I wouldn't have an issue with that. Eric Kendricks, I think he could be a 90. I wouldn't have an issue with that. Parsons, you could bump him up a little bit. Wouldn't have an issue. I wouldn't go any lower than this, 88 overall. Barrett, I think that's fine for Barrett, to be honest with you. Campbell, I would probably drop this down just a little bit. Personally, I would do like an 85. J.J. Watt, I'd do an 85. I don't see the 87. In reality, I just don't see it. I think Judon is better than J.J. Watt. I'd rather have Judon at this moment in time. If we're talking primes, then obviously J.J. Watt, but I don't think anyone's going to choose someone over J.J. Watt in his prime. It'd be very select for you guys that you would choose. Max Crosby, I'd also probably put him higher than J.J. Watt, to be honest with you. Brian Burns, Chase Young. I'd give these guys maybe, a point. Give them a 87. I think Chase Young could be an 88. Brian Burns is very, very good. Devin White, I think he's more suited around in 87. So, yeah, I mean, the other guys here, Zadarius Smith and Josh Allen. Don't really see an issue with that. I think Josh Allen, some people would want him to be a little bit higher. Going on to the next one, Trey Hendrickson. Yeah, not terrible. Melvin Ingram, Shaq Thompson, which is amazing. This guy was a safety in college. Edmonds, this is crazy that he's an 84, though. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Still tough for me there. Edmonds is just a guy that, he's good. He's a guy that you recognize and and offenses don't like him because he is really good. Harold Landry III. I would probably bump him just slightly by 1 to 2 points, overall points. C.J. Mosley, the rest of these guys I probably wouldn't really touch too much besides Tremaine Edmonds. Probably bump him up just slightly. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about this. We're not going to go through the entire list. We are going to go over some of the rookies in the future as well, talk about them, see how good Madden did with them. You never know with Madden what they're going to do.
High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make it